I've been in Thailand for 33 years now, and I first came because as I was praying about what God wanted me to do with my nursing skills, I felt the call to oversee mission. The mission board needed a nurse in Thailand. House of Love started when we were doing HIV/AIDS education in ethnic minority languages. Social workers in hospitals began to refer to us young women ages 14 to 19 who had been trafficked from neighboring countries and were now sick with HIV-related illnesses and could not get back to their home countries, had no place to go to die. So we originally opened House of Love as a hospice for these young women and their children. The very first woman came with an 11-month-old child who had been conceived in the brothel. We tried to keep mothers and children together as much as possible, and over the years, before AIDS medications became available in Thailand, we had 31 deaths here. The program is very different today. We no longer need a place for people to come and die because medication is available and people are doing well, but we have a home for children who are affected or infected by HIV, or children who have come from urban slum areas or villages where their parents are in jail and can't take care of them, or they've experienced abuse and been taken away from their homes. So it's for children now, and children who either have problems with abuse in their homes and can't stay there, or children who were left when their mothers died. They stay until they finish what education they want to finish. We have several that are over 18 now who are in college. So they stay until their education is finished and they're prepared to go out and find a job and live on their own. We usually have between 25 and 35 kids here. One of the challenges for me has been language. I'm not a good language learner, but we work with 7 different ethnic minority languages when we did AIDS education, as well as sign language for the children who are deaf, Thai sign. So that's been a challenge for me, but again, it's been a way that God has put the ethnic minority people in charge from the beginning because they needed to work with their own people in their own languages. I will be retiring soon, so my vision is that I will turn it completely over to an ethnic minority director, and we could use prayers now because we're in the process of having people put in applications for that position. My hope is that each child that comes through here and each woman comes to know Jesus Christ as their Savior and as their friend, someone who is always with them even if they are experiencing discrimination other places. The program started 17 years ago because we were beginning to work in the city with people who were coming from Burma and from the villages to find work in the city. The children were not going to school. The parents didn't know how to speak Thai. They didn't know how to communicate with the schools, how to register their children. And the children were helping their parents, so they were begging in the night market, staying out till 2 in the morning and not able to get up to go to school in the morning. But we also began asking the parents what we could do to help them. And they said they needed a safe place for their children to be during the day because if they took them to construction sites, sometimes it was dangerous for the children. So we opened this center to help them learn Thai and prepare them to enter first grade in the Thai school system. The parents like for their kids to come here instead of going to kindergarten because our teachers speak the tribal languages, our teachers know how to teach Thai, and the parents only pay about $100 a month for transportation. They get good food, and because our staff understand being ethnic minority themselves, they go into the slums quite often and work with the parents, teaching them child rights, how to care for children, helping them get clean water, bathrooms, electricity in the urban communities they live in. Over the years, we've had hundreds of kids come through the program. We've been able to follow most of them, the ones that stay in the city, and 95% of them are staying in school. None of them work in the night market now, and we even have some who are in college. The challenges we have working with the House of Blessing communities, first of all, they're very transitory. People move from place to place, province to province, looking for a job, and it's very hard to follow up with the children and make sure they stay in school. Another problem is the parents. There are a lot of domestic problems within the family, so there's divorce, drug and alcohol-related problems, domestic violence and abuse, parents being arrested and children coming home and not having parents to care for them. The third problem is unemployment. It's very hard for parents to find a stable job, and they go and stand on the street corner and try to wait for a truck to come to say, we need you at this construction site today, or we need you to pick fruits in this orchard today. And the parents don't have enough work and they can't feed their families, and they expect the kids to work. So 4 or 5-year-olds are out selling flowers or begging in the night market. My prayer for the House of Blessing is that we can continue to help strengthen families, and as churches move into the communities, they can also help strengthen families so that they can care for their children well in a Christian environment. That would be my prayer for them. Mesariang is in a very rural area, one of the poorest provinces in Thailand. It's about 200 kilometers southwest of Chiang Mai, very close to the Burmese border. CDEPD began when we were asked by the Korean Baptist Convention to do something with the buildings that had once been a mission hospital, but the hospital was no longer needed because the Thai government had health care there. And so the Korean Baptist Convention asked us if we could come up with a program that would continue to be a Christian witness in the area of health. We began to ask people what the needs were, and the people who lived in the area said, there's nothing really for children who are disabled. They're often isolated in their homes. Other people in the village, neighbors, don't even know that they exist. Often it was very hard for the families to be able to take care of them. So we decided to start a community-based rehabilitation program and visit children in their homes in the villages. The villages are very hard to get to in the rainy season, so sometimes we can only visit families twice a year. Other times we can visit every couple months. That program grew. We began to not only do community-based rehabilitation, but had a school preparation program so that we could get children ready to be integrated into their local schools. Pre-vocational skills program so that children could learn vocational skills and hopefully eventually find a job. Right now we also have groups of parents of children with disabilities or people with disabilities who do advocacy and help get access to government buildings for people with disabilities. They have many activities at the center. They do physical therapy and have patients come in from the community. The school preparation program is still going on, and in that program they do speech therapy, they do art, they do music. The kids have learned how to have a bell choir, and they sometimes play in the church on Sunday mornings. Vocational training, we teach weaving, but the children also take care of chickens and sell eggs and sell mushrooms and have a coffee shop. The number of people that come every day, there's about 20 that come during a day for the school preparation program, 35 altogether, but some of them are integrated into a local school for some days of the week. We have about 11 that come to the pre-vocational training. We also send children to schools for the blind and for people who are deaf because there's no education for them in the Meseriang area. The Christian Center for People with Disabilities have received all their funding from Finland and the churches and the government of Finland. But this year is the last year for that. So I would like prayers that this program will have continued funding so that it can continue the work it's doing.